on the show today, we have one of the most legendary rock stars to roam Pakistan. And he has been making music for us since 1986, 1987. He's worked with all the greatest bands known to Pakistan kind. And he's here with us because he's got a new album, which is out now. And he's going to release his first song on radio today. Please join me in welcoming Asad Ahmed to City FM 89. Asad, how have you been? Where have you been? Congratulations on getting married. You're a married man now. How many kids do you have so far?
Hey, it's just been a year, man. Come on. Yeah, I mean, when we go down that route, I'm sure you will find out. But yeah, it's been 1 year, and it's been a little longer than 1 year. But yeah, we've just been enjoying our time together and traveling. And obviously with COVID now, we can't travel. So, we've been, we're just enjoying each other's company.
That is fantastic. I'm really happy for you. And, you both look very, very happy when you take pictures whenever you're out traveling. And that is fantastic. And it's interesting to see while, your personal life has changed, you've been pursuing music, and you've started a new session on YouTube where you're showing the process behind the inspiration and the design of the music of all the songs that you've performed on. And
That's right.
The second last episode was my favorite, where you pulled out the last album, 2 songs from the last album of Vital Signs, Namumkin and Jana Jana, if I'm correct. And it was so interesting seeing all the work that you put into making those songs. It was absolutely fantastic. Is that something you're going to continue for the long term?
Yeah. That's, it's in direct... It's directly because of the fans. They've been asking for me to do something like this for ages.
Okay.
I just haven't had the time to do it. And if anything good has come out of quarantining and locking down, it's that, I had all this time. So I figured, why not just get into the studio and sort of just do like a guerrilla kind of take on all of this. It's really just an overview. It's not very detailed and a big production and all of that. Although I would like to do something like that later on. But of course, for that, you have to pay me. But again, this is just for the fans, and it's a great way to go back and
it's wonderful.
the old catalog.
It's wonderful. I see the comments below, and I see a lot of familiar comments from like big name musicians even, and underground musicians who are sharing your stuff. And it's really nice to see that you've touched base with your fans that way. It's very, very intimate, very personal. But then again, you've still been busy while everything is changing in your personal life with music. You have another album coming out today.
Yes, I do. It's going to be out worldwide today. That means on every streaming and download platform across the world. It's really not a full-length album. It's a 5-track EP.
Okay.
That's called Severe Cuts. I love the title.
Who thought of the title? You?
I did, yes, I did. It was.
And why do you love the title?
I love the title because it's so fitting with today. Severe cuts. Isn't that what's going on everywhere, all around the world, in terms of jobs, business, everything?
Everything.
You just have,
You're right, man.
It's tongue in cheek, and of course, severe cuts also. Is like great tracks. 5 great kick-ass, I know you're going to beep that out, tracks.
What if we don't beep it out? So this comes 3 years after your instrumental Rebirth, which came out in 2017, which had
Correct.
amazing videos, along with the music, which was stellar. I really like playing the grand design. Animal. Oh, I love that. Inside the Vortex, really, really good. by far. And but the videos were just on a very grand scale. Now, I remember distinctly you had one with amazing, video walls inside the studio. The camera work was immaculate. And then the second video was where you explored Pakistan and you used this wonderful cinematography with drones. And you are in places like, I don't know, Gilgit, Skardu. Was that where it was shot?
Yeah. Hunza, and then close to the China border, and you're referring to the track Rebirth.
Yeah.
That was a great experience. In fact, I remember talking to you just before we went up.
Yeah. That's where we met. Yeah.
That was awesome. That exposing the beauty of Pakistan. I mean, what can be better than that? These places are like heaven on earth.
They are. They truly are.
Yeah.
And what a backdrop to your music. So that's what I wanted to ask. Are you going to come out with any videos for Severe Cuts for the 5 songs?
Well, the good question. These tracks were made during quarantine time. So I haven't really thought about promoting it as I would have done a full-length album, which is also, by the way, done and in the works, and it's done. The album cover's done. The whole thing's done. That's a separate release altogether.
What? You're blowing my mind, Asad. You're blowing my mind. Okay, hold on. We've got a new album today with 5 songs on it called Severe Cuts, and now you're telling me you're sitting on a completely packaged and done third album?
Yeah, so correct. I have a third album that's been done. It was actually done before COVID hit.
Okay.
And I figured, releasing a full-length album with 2 or 3 videos is kind of, it's not going to happen right now. So I put that on the shelf. And I was, I had no plans of releasing anything until this COVID pandemic sort of dies down, if it dies down.
Yeah.
And I was in isolation and just making music, and I figured, hell, I got to put this stuff out because, people have been asking me, when is the new album coming? When is the new album coming? And I've been going on and on that, yes, I've been working on a new album. So I figured this can be like a bridge between Rebirth and the next full-length studio album. And it's kind of indicative of where the next studio album is going. Without giving too much away, the next studio album is killer.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I can't
Not
wait.
that Severe Cuts isn't. I could have used these tracks and put them on that, but I figured why not release like a white hot EP and excite all the fans, man.
That is awesome.
Yes, I will do one video for one of the tracks. Most probably Dream of Right Now.
So what song should we premiere on radio today from Severe Cuts?
I would say Dream of Right Now. I think it's a nice, chilled out, really cool, bluesy, drive kind of track. Why not? Dream of Right Now.
So we're here with Asad Ahmed, who that was a great track, by the way. That's fantastic. You've got a third album coming out. So what are you working on in terms of like the next YouTube video? What songs are you going to talk about?
The riff lessons is going to continue with, I mean, there's so much stuff in the catalog. There's some of the Awaz stuff. There's still some of the Vital Sign stuff left over.
Yeah.
There's a ton of Caravan stuff. And then, of course, there's all the solo album stuff.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people have been requesting me to do some videos on the Coke Studio stuff that I was involved in.
Yeah.
But the problem with that is that that's all copyrighted stuff, so I don't want to touch that.
I see.
Otherwise, these lessons would go on to maybe like episode 50 and episode 100.
I have no doubt. I have no doubt because you've worked on pretty much half of the music that we listen to, in the last Oh, I don't know, 20 years, 25 years, maybe even more. Because you started out, like it was 30 years ago when you started out with the Barbarians, right? It was what, 86, 87?
It was the winter of '87. Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes it close to 30 years, right? If my math is right.
Damn, that's a long time.
It is a long time, man. So have you been working with other artists on their music lately? I know you've been focusing on yours very, hard, but how about other musicians?
During this COVID time, I just haven't been able to connect with a lot of people. But just before this happened, I did do a session for Ali Zafar's next album.
Oh, wow.
Which is also in the works. He's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
And the next studio album of mine that's coming out, the full-length one.
Yeah.
I've also got Umran Shafiq on that.
Oh, nice. Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
He is he's a very, very talented person.
Yeah. Momo's a great guy, and Momo's featured on one of those tracks.
Brilliant.
I'm not going to give it away yet.
Okay.
But so I keep I keep in touch with the people who are close to me, and I do monitor what's going on. I'm so happy that Sajid and Zishan are back.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
I love that album that they released, and hopefully from the looks of it, this is going to be killer as well. So I'm really happy. I'm really happy that a lot of people are doing music in this time, in this pandemic time.
Mm-hmm.
Why not? Give the gift of music, folks.
It's brilliant. Asad, when was the last time you performed live in front of an audience?
That would be just before the lockdown. I think that was the end of February.
Mm-hmm. With Ali Zafar?
Or beginning March. With Ali Zafar, I did one with Ali Zafar, and then I did one of my own showcases.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And when do you think you're going to start performing again?
Oh, that's the $1 million question. I don't know. I really don't know.
Uh-huh.
The world has wisened up, and you've got drive-in concerts happening. You've got streaming concerts happening.
Yeah.
The whole point with that is, it can all be done. I can get a venue. I can put the band up. I can put the stage up.
Yeah.
And stream it, and you pay to watch.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they're in Pakistan, if that model is going to work. So like most musicians, I'm just going to wait it out until things get better. But I don't see public performance happening at least until next year.
Okay. Asad, thank you so much for being on City FM 89 with us today. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And everyone of our listeners loves you and loves your music. I mean, we adore it. We're huge fans of you and all the work you've done, and we're all so happy. And I speak on behalf of the fans. We're always very excited and always happy when you come out with a YouTube video, with a Facebook video, with the new album. You have our love and support.
Hey, that's awesome. I'm humbled.